from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the podcast. You know, no matter how your morning's gone, no matter how your day has gone, I'm going to be here to keep you company, goof around, and take your mind off stuff at night. I guess because it's like mid-afternoon for me. They said, well, wait a second, Scoots, but they're not listening in the morning. Some people are, rarely. You know, but there's a percentage of listeners that, but just in case you're listening to this, or just in case your morning didn't go so great, or your afternoon or your evening, I'm here for you now. I guess that's the point I forgot about already. And forgetting and getting mixed up is part of my job because it's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. Hey, everybody, this is Scoots. Before we get to the episode or before we get even started here, you know, Sleep With Me is built on empathy and compassion, and that means supporting you not just with good sleep, but with other resources. If you're in need of extra help right now, there's resources you can connect with in our show notes. It's about supporting the members of our community and being a part of positive change, not just saying Black Lives Matter and not just saying stop Asian hate, but learning more and taking action. And there's links to resources that can support that in the show notes as well. So thank you. Thank you for being a part. You know, I'm here for you, and we're here, you know, we got to be here for the members of our community all around us. So that's what's really important in the end about the show. So that's why the show even exists at all. So thank you so much. And here's the ways I'm able to be here for you twice a week for free. Hey, everybody. I was wondering if you could do me a huge favor. We're doing an audience survey. I want to hear from you. So I'd be grateful if you could take a few minutes and just fill out our survey. Let us know a little bit more about you, what's working for you, and of course, how can we find more partners to keep the show here for you on a regular basis. Just visit sleepwithmepodcast.com/survey today. That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/survey, and fill it out and let me know if you want to, and I can say thank you. Thank you so much at sleepwithmepodcast.com/survey. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, BetterHelp. You know, if you're having trouble meeting your goals right now, difficulty relationships, trouble sleeping, or if you're feeling stressed or depressed, BetterHelp is available. BetterHelp offers online professional counselors who can listen and help. And I've talked about this a lot on the podcast, is that I've had a lot of struggles throughout my lifetime with mental health and with self-medication and stuff. And working with professional licensed therapists has given me the tools to function and flourish in my life. And that's one of the things I'm so grateful for is the relationship I have with my therapist, someone I can talk to who can listen and help me. And with BetterHelp, you simply fill out a questionnaire to assess your needs, and BetterHelp will match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. And this isn't self-help or a crisis line. This is secure online professional counseling. BetterHelp counselors have a broad range of expertise which may not be available in your area. Their service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send unlimited messages to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, and everything you share is confidential. You don't have to worry about going to the office or sitting in a waiting room. And BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so it's easy and free to change counselors if needed, so you can find someone you're comfortable talking to and working with. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. And this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Sleep With Me listeners can get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/sleepwithme. So visit BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/sleepwithme, and you can join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced BetterHelp professional. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, it's time for the Sleepy Supporter Zone. It's the one part of the podcast I need you to hear. It's where I pop my peas and I say thank you and please to the listeners who supported the sponsors. That's how we're able to be here for you free twice a week. Is these listeners that took action and then took another action and shared on social media or emailed or called the sponsors, let them know they heard about them on Sleep With Me and that it's important to them. And that's why they're a customer. And Julia went for a twofer. She supported Daily Harvest and got an Apollo Neuro, working with that sweet, sweet Apollo Neuro. So thank you, Julia. I want to thank Shelby and Zach, who also supported Daily Harvest, and then Sammy and Bernardo, who also supported Apollo Neuro. Thank you so much, Julia, Shelby, Zach, Sammy, and Bernardo, for supporting our sponsors, letting them know about it, letting me know about it. Couldn't do it without you. I really appreciate it. If you support a sponsor, go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/sponsors and let me know about it too, so I can really thank you. And the last part of this, the second part of Sleepy Supporter Zone, first, most important part is you getting the support you need. There's links to resources if you need extra help right now, right in our show notes. And it's about supporting the members of our community with action, being a part of positive change, standing with the AAPI members of our community, saying Black Lives Matter with our actions. There's links to organizations where you can get started in our show notes. But I'm also interested to hear, what are you supporting? What organizations are you excited about? Whose missions you're interested in and engaged in? So then I can support those organizations as well. So let me know about that. And that is the end of the Sleepy Supporter Zone, which is now over. Oh, Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out on this show. Who are they?
Posty poster son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Carl W. the legend. Also edits episodes. Kenny, Scotty, and Jennifer. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the mystery bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. We're raising money for the Water Wheel Foundation, and Scooter might get a perm.
Thanks, Mr. Bard. I'm at Dear Scooter on Twitter and Instagram. That's where you can find me. What do you say we slow it down and get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. And I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is keep you company while you fall asleep. So, and take your mind off of whatever's keeping you awake. I guess I got mixed up already. So I'm not sure where in the intro I am, but what I'm going to attempt to do is take your mind off whatever's keeping you awake. So whether that's thoughts, and the reason I got mixed up, honestly, is I had a thought pop in my head. So it could be thoughts from the past, present, or future. It could be feelings or emotions related to those thoughts. It could be physical sensations. Could be changes in time, temperature, routine. Whatever it is that is keeping you awake, I'd like to take your mind off of that and keep you company while you fall asleep. And what I propose to do, or what I'm going to attempt to do, is I'm going to send my voice across the deep, dark night here. I'm going to use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones. Creaky like a door. Creaky like a floor. Creaky that you could ignore. A creaker who's a bore. And my rhymes you may have to endure, because once I get started, it becomes a bit of a chore. Oh boy. But I'm here to empower your rest and a snore, or to help you counter someone else's snoring over there, bub. But whatever it is, so if you're new, regular listeners, how about that rhyme? That was pretty, you could say, how many people say, well, that was a mediocre rhyme? And I say, thanks. Not many people are proud of mediocre rhyming. And you say, well, because it can't really be. Here's part of my brain that says, but it can't be this because it's impossible. Something either rhymes or it does not rhyme, Scooter. And I'd say, really, are you, I forgot what the word was that I was going to say is your role. It's like a grammarian, but it's different. What if you were in Star Wars, could you be a grammarian guard? Then I guess you'd be guarding grammar. Is that what you're doing now? No, I was just saying that, I don't know. You don't have to call it, you just say it was an attempt at rhyming versus a mediocre rhyme. But wasn't it kind of rhyming? Doesn't, but you changed the word. Okay, I got to get back to the show. Thank you, though. Thanks for taking a second to point that out to me. No problem. That's what I'm here for. Great. So, new regular listeners, there's another brain bot of mine, Grammarian Guard. Star Wars fans unite. So if you're new, that's what I wanted to tell you. I wanted to give you some information. Since you're new, I'm glad you're here. The thing is, I really am glad you're here. You may not be glad to be here at first, which is totally normal and understandable. You might be doubtful, unsure, skeptical. You might say, what is this? And that's a very understandable way to come to the show. I totally get it and totally understand that. That's how most people get here. You say, wait a second, this guy's just going to talk grammarian guard. You see, yeah, like they're not grammarian guards either, Scoots. And I'd say, really? Are you sure they're not grammarian guards? You're right, it doesn't sound right. After saying grammarian guard, nothing sounds right. I'm the guarder of the grammarians. Who are the grammarians? There are people... Actually, yeah, because does a grammarian guard... If it is a grammarian guard or a grammarian guard, you say, no, that's not who I am. I'm not are you a guard that happens to be grammarian, or are you someone who guards grammarians, right? Because wouldn't you think, like, you got the Queen's Guard, that would be probably, I think there's something called the Queen's Guard, right? I would assume that their job is to guard the Queen. Let's just say there was someone whose job was to guard the butter. I would think you'd call them the butter guards, right? Boy, talk about an honor. I didn't even think about this, but say, you're a butter guard? Holy man. Yeah, guard the butter sculptures. Yeah, I know. It's just something I've dreamed of. I never thought I'd meet a butter guard in per person, but I'm kind of speechless. Weren't you at the beginning of a podcast intro? Yeah, it went off way off topic because I just got, first I got mixed up about one thing. That was a superfluous tangent. And then this is like kind of a pointless meander, but not really, because I said, well, wait a second. If they're are they grammarians that are guards? That's different. Somebody get the SAT. Well, here's an idea. Disney, Star Wars, Lucasfilm. How about a branded SAT or ACT? Optional. Doesn't make the test any easier or harder. And we could do a Marvel one too, but it's themed. You say, do you want to take an SAT that's themed or unthemed? And you say, well, what's the advantage? Oh, the themed SATs cost $200 more, but they're themed. It makes it seem less like a test and more like you taking something you like. And but yeah, we invented it because of the great grammarian guard debate that got started in 2021 or something. It's Scooter wanted to make it into another one of his illogical logic questions. If a guard guards grammarians, is it a grammarian guard? We have a grammarian guard. Does it A, guard grammarians, B, happen to be a grammarian who is a guard, C, neither? It is an official title thought up by the Hutts. You say probably C. Actually, I guess it's C. Has nothing to do with who they are or what they guard. Okay. All right. Well, moving on then. We solved that. We didn't even need a grammarian to solve that. So if you're new here and you're doubtful, I think you're even more doubtful now. That's good, because this show is a podcast you barely listen to. And eventually, I know right now you might be kind of listening and saying, what in the May the 4th is this person talking about? And I'd say, yeah, he's May the 4th and at his mouth. And I say, you're right about that. I don't even know when this episode's coming out, hopefully in May. But yeah, this podcast is very different, so that eventually on your second or third listen, you say, oh, I just barely pay attention to him. Okay, I get it now. Now I understand. There's not really, it's trying to comprehend something that's nearly incomprehensible. It's trying to listen to a person who can't comprehend things, make something incomprehensible in order to comprehend it. And I say, exactly. That's exactly what the show is like. What a deft way to put it. That's really accurate. So that's one thing. This is a podcast you don't listen to. Kind of look at it like you look at clouds or leaves and trees, or wind in the upper branches, or listen like the sounds of the summer nights. That's one thing. The other thing is that this podcast really doesn't put you to sleep. It's more here to keep you company while you drift off. That's why the shows are over an hour, give you plenty of time to fall asleep. And also, if you can't sleep, I'm here for you. I'm here to keep you barely entertained and keep you company whether you're awake or asleep. So, yeah, if you can't sleep, I'm here. I'll be here to the very end. But I'll also be here to the very end, so you don't have to wonder if I'll be here. Like, that's what happens. You say, well, if you're only going to be there 20 minutes, what if I don't fall asleep? Don't worry. I'll be here, whether you're awake or asleep. That's my commitment. So those are two things to know if you're new. A few other things to throw people off. One is that it takes a bunch of times to get used to the show. It is free, but it's just the way, because it is so different. It's not really your traditional, I don't know, like, it is more like a bedtime story for kids. You say, oh, okay, and now I get it. It's not, I don't understand. And I say, right. So that's one thing. The other thing to know is that, so don't listen, don't pay attention. Not everybody likes it. It takes a few times to get. What about the good news? Oh, also the structure's very different. So show starts off the greeting, friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and something silly I say. So you feel welcome. Maybe you barely smile. You feel seen. So that's how the show starts. Then there's support for listeners and support for the podcast. So support so you know I'm here to help, and then I want to keep the show free. So that's that. Then there's the intro. So the intro goes from like minute 6 or minute 8 to about minute 20-something. And you say, well, isn't an intro supposed to be like 3 or 4 minutes? I say, yeah, normally. But mine goes on and on and on to ease you into bedtime and to give you time to wind down, whether you're in bed or you're getting ready for bed or you're doing something relaxing as a part of your bedtime routine, and Sleep With Me just fits in there somewhere. That's the main reason the intro goes on and on and on, is just to, like a slow landing in bed and getting comfortable, because I've never found, for me, a quick fix that just works. So that's, another thing. What else do you need to know? Don't need to listen. Oh, intro. So then after the intro is business. That's how we keep the show free, are the sponsors. And then after that is our bedtime story. Tonight will be our episodically modular, ongoing, role-playing series. So you can listen to it in any order. Nice little bedtime story of friends playing a game. Journey into the Land of Tomorrow. Then there's some thank yous at the end of the show. So that's a structure show. It does take some getting used to. 3% of listeners skip the intro, start the show 20 minutes and go from there. And then a few thousand people listen to story-only episodes on Patreon. There's also people that listen all night. And yeah, you could either set up an all-night playlist in their free podcast app, or like some people prefer to be a patron because there's no jingles or anything. Or there's also all-night episodes for patrons. But it takes a little while to figure out how you want to consume it. So when you're at first, just kind of see how it goes. Or it's okay if you don't like the podcast or you don't like me right away. I mean, you could give it a few tries. I mean, because I'm here to help you fall asleep or to try to. But if you definitely don't like me or the show, that's understandable. I'm not everybody's taste. You could also go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you. There's other options and stuff there. So those are the things to know if you're new. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, the reason I make the show. One is because I have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, getting to sleep, waking up. I've had all those things. So it's my pleasure to be able to help you because I know how it feels. I know how it feels in the deep, dark night. That's why I call it that. The other reason is I truly believe you deserve a good night's sleep. And if I can provide that, your life will be a little bit better. If you're rested, your life will improve. And if I'm a part of that, that means that your world's a better place. And I live in the same planet. So that means my world's a better place. So that gives a lot of meaning to why I make the show. But yeah, just give it a few tries, see how it goes. I'm glad you're here. I really appreciate you coming by. I work really hard. I yearn and I strive, and I really like to help you fall asleep. And here's a couple ways I'm able to do this podcast for you free twice a week. All right, everybody, it's Scoots here, and we've got a brand new sponsor that I'm very, very excited about. We're talking about Bombas socks, and you might not know this, but I love running, and there's lots of things that can make workouts hard, you know, going faster, extra distance, going up hills, but your socks should not do that, and I love Bombas Performance socks. They're built to be nothing but comfortable and supportive. Bombas Performance socks have taken all the amazing innovations that make Bombas the most comfortable socks you've ever worn, and they've added their Hex Tech performance technology. Bombas Performance socks are stitched with special moisture-wicking yarn and temperature-regulating vents to allow cool air to flow in and prevent overheating. One thing I love is they have this pillow-like tab that saves you from blisters, stay-up technology, they never fall down, and then this amazing arch-hugging system. It makes my foot feel so comfortable, and it keeps my sock in place. And then they have an extra layer of cushiony comfort on the bottom for the perfect amount of support. They come in different styles for every sport with specific design features to help you optimize performance and keep you comfortable no matter what you're doing. And like all their socks, for every pair of Bombas Performance socks you buy, they donate a pair to someone in need. And they've donated over 45 million pairs so far. And then let's talk about Mother's Day. Let's talk about an amazing Mother's Day gift. If you're searching for the perfect thing for mom, Bombas Mother's Day collection has comfy gifts like colorful wild wear socks, ready-to-gift sock gift boxes, performance sock gift bags. But no matter what your mom's into, you can find something cozy for her. And like I said, Bombas balances, their socks look good, they feel good. I've been wearing their socks for years and years and years. Before they even advertised on podcasts, my brother's been into them. So I love them, wearing them during the day when I'm walking around my place and when I go for a long run. And they make amazing gifts. So go to bombas.com/sleep today. You'll get 20% off your first order. That's Bombas, BOMBAS.com/sleep for 20% off. Make sure to use that link. That's bombas.com/sleep, BOMBAS.com/sleep, 20% off. And then share your socks with me. Thanks, everybody. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about that game I'm playing, Best Fiends. Do you like fun? Do you like challenging puzzles? Do you like a little break during the day? Then download Best Fiends right now from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. You know, I used to love playing like puzzle games as a kid, not just putting together puzzles, but trying to figure stuff out, like all those wires that would go together. I don't even know what those were called, or things where you're trying to spatially, it was spatially arranged stuff. And that was like fun for me. Now, some of the puzzles didn't stay engaging, but it's just a memory I have. And Best Fiends really captures that, but in a fun, inventive, modern way. It has just the right amount of challenge and strategy involved. And when I start having fun, when I start cruising through those levels, it's hard to put down. But it's something that's ongoing because Best Fiends has thousands of levels. There's something new to play every day, and it's endless fun. And then the adorable characters. Quincy, hello, Quincy. Like, I love getting shout outs from listeners and hearing your favorite characters to play. Hey, Best Fiends, how about a Scoots? Can you get a Scoots in there for us? Now, you know how much I love saying lutes, like not L-O-L, like lute, the musical instrument. Best Fiends has been running this really fun thing with epic ballads, and they're always coming up with new fun stuff. That one made me feel like I was at a Renaissance fair in a good way. They also had something about matter with Sir Isaac Newt, so they're always coming up with new challenges that keep you engaged, that make the time fly by. So if you're looking for a fun new puzzle game without worrying about having to be game over or getting to the end of it, give Best Fiends a try. Just don't blame me if you can't put it down. Download the 5-star rated puzzle game Best Fiends today, free on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. Thanks, everybody. Everybody, Scooter here. This is our episodically modular series as Journey into the Land of Tomorrow. As I journey into the land of tomorrow. Just Journey into the Land of Tomorrow. It's a series you can listen to in any order. It does have some underlying seriality to it, but really it can be listened to in any order. Each one is a little adventure. It's a story about some friends playing a role-playing game that takes place in a theme park, long since abandoned. So it's very like based on the 5th edition rules of D&D. And it should be cool. Like if you like a theme park in Florida and you say, is this dystopian or non-dystopian? I say, well, it has elements of all those things. But it's really just friends playing a game together. A lot of sleepy layers. You can listen to it in any order. And then zooming in is our Hollywood announcer, Mr. Antonio Banderas. I like how you said that with a pause there. Scooters, friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to roll the dice. It's time to journey into the land of tomorrow. Dice roll sound, clickety-clack. You're as smooth as the outside. You're as smooth as the inside of a dice cup, Antonio, when it's smooth and velvety velour. I'll be looking forward to rolling the dice with you later, Scooter. Thanks. That's Mr. Antonio Banderas, and this is Land of Tomorrow. Okay, before we sit down, can I ask you something? Can you just sit down? This is the DM. Can everybody sit down? Can we get started? Well, I'm not Zell yet because I haven't sat down. So, and you're not Eleanor. You don't sit down yet. So I have this before I know we're going to sit down in a second. I just have a question to ask Raul. So we have this friend I was thinking about. It's a little bit awkward, but I don't know. I really enjoyed getting to know you during the game. And the times we've all hung as a group outside the game. But I was thinking I had this friend that you haven't met, and I'd like to introduce. I think you two would get along really, really well. Like, I'm sorry. I was presumptive because you've never talked about anybody or you're romantic. So I just kind of stumbled. But could we... Yeah, well, I am going to sit down as Eleanor now because I have to do the recap, but maybe we could talk about it in subtext during the game. Not that I'm single by choice, but not single for a reason, my own reason, which, looking for the right person, so... Okay. Oh, yeah, thanks. So, Eleanor, the three Florences of is going to do our recap and set the stage for all the players. Thanks. I'm Eleanor, Florentian nurse. I'm part of a party of adventurers here in the land of tomorrow. A former theme park, which is long since abandoned, is now the source of some sort of unknown magical power, magical portal. Parties are seeking this magical portal. Myself and my fellow adventurers were tasked by the Wizards Council to find this portal, find the elements we need to close the portal. We've kind of found some gaps in some of that, but we found 2 of the 3 items we've needed to close that portal. We found a magical stone or gem and staff, and now we just need to find the headpiece that would connect to the 3. And I'm here with my fellow adventurers, Zell, who is a great friend and great warrior, working class warrior, Zell. Lord Von Chill, our other warrior, is a little bit more landed, the gentry that has land, we may say, but still a hardy warrior. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm a nurse, a Florentian nurse. I believe in the 3 Florences, but I'm also good in battle, not just a nurse like some landed gentry, not Lord Von Chill, but others may say. Working with Lord Von Chill as Lord Von Chill's not sidekick, in some sense grown to be a valuable member of our party, Granada of Darmok. Fleet of foot, nimble of finger, so you know what guild Granada of Darmok would be. Stealthy at night. Granada of Darmok. And then the final member of our party who's changed form, and we will inquire more about as we learn more, Wada, acolyte wizard who's shown quite some power recently, and is now went from what I thought was a human into water form, and we have no idea what to expect. Though Wada was able to speak to us from a puddle. And that's where we are. We're here in this theme park. I think we covered it. We have to find this last element and find the portal pretty quick, I think, because we've encountered this wizard pizza peel who was looking for it. We know there's other groups looking for it. A giant steam being patrolling a courtyard. We don't know why or who the steam being works for. And I think that's it for us. My first question as Granada of Darmok, well, I have 2 questions, I guess. One is Zell, do you have any friends as we're thinking and waking up? I had a dream about someone. My heart was fluttering. Do you have any friends that would make my heart flutter? And 2, what's happening with Wada? Could Wada tell us what's happening? And then how should we as a party proceed? Zell here, thank you. I do have a friend. I hope they would make your heart pitter-patter. They're nothing like me. I mean, they're like my total opposite. So I don't know if that's, because that's one thing I was thinking of. I said, well, I don't want to introduce you to somebody that's just like me. Well, why not? Well, because I was thinking, trying to say, I said, well, these 2 would be perfect together, I think. Why, so you think your opposite would be perfect for me to dream of while I see you, DM, looking at me, like perfect for me, but opposite of you. Well, yeah, I just think you're really great. You have so many amazing qualities. And I was just thinking, is Eleanor sleeping and dreaming of anyone? And who are they dreaming of? Because I'd like to know, or if they're not, I'd like some, Lord Von Chill here. I think we should move forward with the game. I mean, I think, I will say though, Eleanor, that pretty great. Zell has great taste, very, very good taste Zell has, and Zell, and definitely they're opposites. So boy, okay, that's enough from you, DM. Wada, can you hear us? This is Wada. I've been resting as a puddle. I would appreciate it if someone would put me in a water skin and not drink me. I can take physical form, but it would take some spell casting and energy. So I think for the time being, I've been familiarized. I was resting in something like sleep, but I also had a dream. So I'm pretty sure I could stand like a humanoid, but it would take a lot of focus. So it'd be better if one of you carried me around in a water skin or some other thing. If you just hold it open, then I can flow into it. And to answer other questions that you may have, I don't know. I think I still have all the same powers. I'm still the same person. It's just I did not change myself into water. Something happened. I always have had a connection to water before this and powers stronger in water situations. And we had that last battle and washed Pizza Peel and the animatronics over the edge of the building. As you can see, we have the staff and the gem, and we're ready to go. I would I think, so I'm open to consensus building now, is what I'm saying. Okay, this is Eleanor. Let's put you in a water skin. Does anybody volunteer to carry Wada? Oh, this is Granada of Darmok. I'd happy to carry Wada. Are you an Aquarius? What does that mean? Oh, something from we learned in school about the before world. Okay, I don't understand. Sorry. So this is Eleanor here. Wada. So we have the gem. We have the staff. What about that wrench? I don't see the wrench. I think it washed over the side with the wizard. Okay. What does everybody think about searching? Can we search, like the wizard? Did we search the wizard? This is the DM. You did not search the wizard. You search the wizard and you do find a bag of the wizard's things. There's a couple, med kits, that you could add to your inventory. Chalk. And some basic spell components that probably Wada would want you to keep. So that's everything. Okay, well, let's just take that stuff. That's good. We rested, so we're all healed. Could I pick up the gem? Am I able to use the gem to see where we should head next? Yeah, this is the DM. You are. Okay, does everybody, okay. So I use the gem, and I'm trying to see where it's pulsing and pointing it around, and it's pointing towards, it's kind of pointing towards where you came from before this adventure started at the base. I would think that you would guess to go back to where the magical darkness started. Okay, so we'll do that. Are we able to get back there? You are. So you go back down. It's a bunch of stairs. You don't encounter anything. It's easier, faster going because you're going downstairs and there's no magical darkness. You come out in the same tunnel you went in. Now there is a bit of darkness there, and you encounter the aunts and uncles waiting and hiding for you there. The animatronics. Oh, I forgot about them. Oh, hey, aunts and uncles. It's us. Your family, the family you didn't get along with is no longer. Okay, this is an uncle. Did you get the ride restored? This is Eleanor. Did we get the ride restored? This is Granada of Darmok. No, we did not. I'm sorry, we did not get the ride restored. This is Eleanor. How are they reacting to that? I cannot believe you did not get the ride restored. How could you do that to us? I'm sorry about that. We're going to think this is Eleanor. I apologize. Do you mind if we come closer? We're really sorry. We're going to try to figure out getting the ride started, but we work by consensus decision making with kind of a leader each time. So we do a lot of thinking and discussing at the same time. So I apologize to the four of you. Is that right? Yes, the four of us are very unhappy. We want to ride the ride. Okay, maybe you could help us and we could further help you. Well, we did help you. We did to get up to where, well, what did you do when you were up there? Well, we barely made it because they were trying to stop us. Okay, well, I apologize for that then. Okay, well, where are the ride vehicles? There's some down there, back there, but they're not operable. Okay. Let's just figure out, could you give us 1 second to figure out a solution, aunts and uncles? Yes, I could give you more than 1 second. Okay, so where's the gem pointing now? Okay, the gem is pointing towards the, so the track of the, this is like the transit system, the transit of the future, or whatever they call it. And that path kind of runs on the second floor of some of this Land of Tomorrow. And as you remember, there's a big courtyard or whatever, and the steam giant is still patrolling back and forth, and it seems like the gem is pointing towards the steam giant. Okay. So the gem's pointing towards the steam giant. We need a headpiece. Oh, boy. Do we know anything else, or can we figure anything else out? This is Granat of Darmok. I think there's probably something in it's pointed in the direction of what the steam genies or steam giants patrolling. I think you're jumping to a conclusion that it's the steam giants. So I would say, is there a way for us, like for me, to try to sneak by, or like, so we do a distraction thing? Like, Water, are you able to use, or is one of you able to use some sort of voice projection spell or cantrip or whatever? And I sneak around and just see if there's any, there's like whatever the tunnels we were in earlier. And then you could, if you, Eleanor, you hold the gem, then we'll see, is it the steam giant, or is it like I could try to get closer, hide, and be ready, or just get closer. I'll just use stealth to get closer with Wada but I'll leave Wada on the track of the ride, and then I could climb down if there's an opening. Okay, Eleanor here. So I'll hold the gem. Zell and Lord Von Chill, you be ready for anything. Aunts and uncles, just be patient with us. And Wada, can you do some sort of whatever they call that, predesignation or something, and put a voice somewhere to see if we can get the attention of the steam giant. If we do, like in the movies where you make a sound and it goes over to investigate, and then while it's investigating, please be patient, Granada. And even if we have to do it twice, let's just see, instead of you doing anything, let's see what the gem says. You get a little bit closer, see what you can see, and then we'll assess things, and then come back, please. Okay, the Granat of Darmok, that sounds good. Wada, does that sound good? It does. Okay, so Wada and I will crawl along the track because I know we're below the eye line. We're out of the eyesight of the steam giants. We'll get as close as we can, and then I will try to use stealth just to peek when I think the steam giant. Oh yeah, can one of you use a sign when the steam giant's back is to me? We're assuming the steam giant can see and hear, I guess, because it's patrolling. Make a sign, and then I'll try to peek down there. Okay, that's this is I'll do that. Thumbs up means good. Thumbs down means bad. Okay, thank you. So we crawl, and then Wada will do some sort of spell. Yeah, this is WADA. I think I'm going to use a kind of a sound and a flashing light spell together illusion to do it just in case, to cover all our bases. Okay, so can we roll for that basic stealth and that spell and see what happens with the steam giant? Okay, so you successfully stealthily climb over there, and you're coordinating with Zell, and you're able to peek up as the steam giant patrols towards you and then away from you, back and forth, kind of going in four directions and covering an extensive, from your position now, the entire, it kind of is patrolling in a circle, kind of patrolling the entire area to see, I don't know, to see what it could see. And there is a popcorn or former popcorn stand in what looks like a rocket ship that's just to the right of where the steam giant is walking. And Wada successfully casts the spell. And as soon as it's cast, and there's a light and like a some sort of organic sounding noise. You can't believe how fast the steam giant moves over and takes apart the rocket ship with a force that is unparalleled in anything you've seen in this adventure. And it does happen to find that one of the, like, as it's ripping apart the rocket ship, it does see some silver on the rocket ship was where the flashing came from. But it pretty much determines quickly, and like maybe a little mousy poo runs out or something. And then it just, so it destroys it very fastly and then just goes back to patrolling. Okay, can I get to a position where I'm hidden to see anything more about the steam giant that I can see? And no, maybe we should go back. You're right. Zell, I can feel you breathing on me and Eleanor. So I'll go back with Wada to Eleanor and Zell and Lord Von Chill. Okay, so you get back and Eleanor says, it looks like it's pointing right at the steam giant, the gem. Okay, so here's an idea. This is Granada of Darmok. You know, one of my hobbies is lassoing. I don't know if I ever told you that. What if just trying to think. What if I just try to jump on that, because it's got that giant steam top hat. What if I try to jump on the head of the thing? It gets pretty close to where I was hiding, right? Do you think I could jump on it, on the head of it, without it seeing me? Like what would be the level of impossibility of that? Does everybody, including the DM, think? This is Eleanor. I think that's a pretty good idea. Almost as likely as it would be, I don't know, like that sounds like it's outside your comfort zone. Kind of like going on and hanging out with somebody you don't know. Like it'd be something you would think about that you've never met before. Like you'd want some sort of other security or something. This is Granada. I have no idea what you're talking about. Actually, I was talking to the DM too, and you were looking at Zell. Okay, this is the DM. You could, it's definitely doable because you can even see a column that you would probably know intrinsically to hide behind, and that you could probably assess it if you were closer, but, and that you could even make a decision based on, so you're saying I could see my role, or I could have almost a role of confidence. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty high level now. Okay, so what does everybody think about that? This is Zell. Don't do anything. Just jump on there, see what you could see. Like, and see, I don't know, like, see if you can see its waist, but just to stay on the back side because we don't know how good its peripheral vision or its hearing is. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so you climb, you sneak down, you stand behind the stanchion. Are you bringing Wada with you? Oh, no, I'll leave Wada back there. Okay, so you wait. It ends up you have to wait a little longer, but you wait. You have confidence that you could do it, and that you're going to be very stealthy and careful. And you jump on its hat, and it's actually like a top hat, so it's actually room enough for you to put your feet on the back of the hat, a little place for you to stand and to hold on to. Okay, and what do I see as I'm riding on the back of it? Well, first of all, you feel the power of this animatronic and whatever is powering it beyond, because it's clearly not powered by steam or electricity. You also see that there is, in the center of the hat, you're just barely able to peek around, but something like you would call a headpiece. It is like a decorative thing on the hat. It looks like a hat piece, but because you rolled so high, you suspect that might be the headpiece. You suspect it so much that you open the top hat and you look in and you see, because you're trying to get it off even. Well, shouldn't I be able to decide that? Can I try to get it off without being seen? Yeah, sorry. I was like my notes. Sorry. So yeah, you try to get it off. You can't get it off. Then you open the top hat and you see that it's bolted in. And also you kind of feel like, you can't even move the bolt, even though your strength roll was very high. You can't move the bolts. Okay, how close am I to being where I can get back to the party to relay this information to them? Okay, you wait, you get back, you jump off, you don't get seen, but you do have the sense you better not do that again, because you'd have to be really lucky to be able to pull that off again. Okay, so I go back, I tell everybody what happened. What does everybody think? Okay, so this is Eleanor. So we know it's powerful. We probably can't battle this thing. And didn't you say you were big into lassoing or something? Or weren't you about to go on a tangent about that? What if we try to, like, trip it or lasso the headpiece off of it? Okay, this is Granada. I could lasso the headpiece. We could do that. I'm my lassoing is that's like my biggest hobby. It's all I do. It would be my job if I could make a living at lassoing. Like I would do it. I would, like, I use it. It is one of my tricks of my trade, but I'm not doing that in this adventure really. But you could lasso to pull. You could lasso to trip. What if we try both? We try, I try to climb down, I try to create a tripwire, and then I try to lasso the thing off its head. Okay, this is really a Granada level adventure. This is Eleanor. I say we go for it. Okay, this is the DM. So what are you proposing exactly? Okay, this is what I'll do. I've got 2 lassos ready. I mean, I have multiple lassos ready. Maybe because I can cut my rope and stuff. What I'll do is I'll try to sneak down if it's realistic, while as quietly as I can. I realize I'm risking this again, but I'm going to wait for it to walk away enough, and try to create a trip between us. Is there anything I can see between the base of the stanchion I'm on and something else? And then I'll get back up, and when it trips, I'll try to lasso its head. Okay, yeah, there's some light poles and stuff, so that's, like, you could try to do that. Okay, so I crawl back over to where I was, I wait for Zell's sign, and I roll my dice. And, wow, boy, look at that, pretty good with my bonuses. Okay, so you successfully climb down using your stealth there, and you lasso, like a telephone pole or whatever, light pole, tie it to the stanchion, and you climb back up, hide again, and you wait. And were you going to do it at the moment of tripping, or when were you going to throw your other lasso? I was going to, at the moment of tripping. Okay, so you're hiding successfully, and then it goes to go through your tripping, and it just breaks the rope, no problem. And you throw your lasso, and you already realize as soon as you throw it that you're just going to have to let go, or you could hold on and be pulled from where you are. Oh, I guess I'll just let go. Okay, so it's walking around again. It didn't seem to even notice that it almost tripped or anything. Okay, this is devious. Anybody have any idea? I crawl back and I say, this is devious. Anybody have any ideas? This is Granada. Yeah, I had an idea, about something, what if there was, what if we did a crossover? I invited you, if I had someone over to my place to hang out with me, and then a friend came over, but your hanging out times were overlapped, it wouldn't be a surprise because you would both know it. You would both have a time. You would be leaving, my friend would be coming over, so we could go somewhere else. Maybe maybe Lord Von Chill could be there because I see you staring at me. And then it's your times are overlapped so you can meet one another. And if it was total sparks or something, you know what I mean? Well, actually, this is Lord Von Chill. I'm going to be away for work, so I wouldn't be able to do that. But that sounds like a good idea. This is the DM. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, this is Eleanor. I'm trying to help with our plan of everything. I was thinking about that idea, though, of distraction. Wait, so I come over to your place to just hang out with you? Is it and then your friend would come over? What would we do? I don't know. We could make cookies or something. So I could come over and hang out with you, and make cookies. Yeah, to me, and then my friend would come over. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I'm sorry, Granada. Can you take? Oh, okay, Granada of Darmike here. Here's an idea. What if we go get one of those old ride vehicles? And more than one of us comes. So we push the aunts and the uncles in it. Then we make them happy. We just push the ride vehicle. And, I don't know. I think I want to see one more time. And then I watch, can we push it? Can we do that? And then watch what the steam giant would do? Can the aunt and uncle hear me right now? As the DM, no, they can't hear you, I guess. Okay. It's interesting because the ride is powered by magnets. So you do go back and you find a couple ride vehicles. And even though they're deteriorated, once you get them on the track, while the motors don't run or anything, the magnets, it still floats. It's like one of those things, they replaced it with, non-electron, they didn't need electron, magnets, just real rare earth magnets. So you could push it. It's like a hovercraft almost. I just don't understand what you're trying to do. Okay, we'll put the aunts and uncles in there, make them happy. We'll push them along. We could even crawl, but then build up some power. I don't know. Maybe this isn't a good idea. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good idea. It seems like you have a good idea, but you're missing one part of it. Yeah, we're missing something. So I need everybody to pay attention here. Wada, Lord Von Chill, everybody else seems distracted. Here's Granada of Darmok here. So we have the headpiece is bolted in so where's that wrench? Wada, where's the wrench? Went over the side of the building with pizza peel. Okay, this side of this building, though, right? Can't we just get down and go, not this side of the building, or what side of the building did it go off of? This is a DM. It went off the other side of the building. Okay, so is there a way for us to go to the other side of the building, either through the building or around the building without being seen by the steam giant, and search for the wrench and just see if there's a chance we could find the wrench or any of the pizza peel or any of the animatronics that's spilled over? As a DM, I'd say that's something you could attempt, yeah. You probably could just go through the lobby and out through the parking area, because that's it's outside the park. The entrance to the actual hotel, Progress Tower, was like built outside of the gates of the park. Just forget, it's like a inside-outside hotel. Okay, so does everybody feel good about that? Yeah, this is Eleanor. I feel really good about that idea. Like we hang out, then your friend hangs out, and like I take off or something. That's totally, I think, let me think about it, but does that sound good? This is, yeah, it sounds good. Like, what kind of cookies do you like? I don't know. Okay, well, we could talk about it. I'll have ingredients for a couple different things. Yeah, I'm excited to make cookies to meet your friend. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is Lord Von Schill. Can we move forward with the adventure? Sounds like we have a consensus there. Well, Lord Von Schill here. So we go and we start searching. Granada and I start searching, and everyone else, what do we find? Okay, so actually, while you're walking, you're talking to Wada, and you say, Wada, where do you think in the building that washed over? And Wada says, okay, like, yeah, we should, if we go, while you're walking, Wada has a very good spatial relations. And Wada says, I think we should bear right at the, what would have been the, like, drop off and pick off area. So you come out the doors, there's like an overhang. And Wada says, it should be over here to the right. And this is just like a big cleared out area. That would have been like short-term parking. And then beyond that are some bushes and some trees and shrubs and piles of dirt that have become like hardened over the years. Okay, so do we start searching, and how do we roll? What do we find? So you very quickly see in the open dirt, you see the robes of the pizza peel, and you see bits of pieces, the animatronics kind of broken up. And so you start heading towards pizza peel, and what do you do next? We search pizza peel to find the wrench, or is the wrench somewhere else? Was pizza peel holding it? You search pizza peel and you don't find the wrench, but then you hear a powerful voice say, looking for this. And you look up, and stepping out from behind the mound of dirt and the bushes is a really big warrior, human, but very big, burly, and tough. And then some humanoids that aren't theme park figures. They look like they're organic beings, something like a crow. Mostly that looks like a crow, but highly intelligent, but also walking. So more, not in a creepy way. It's a crow, but it's also somewhat of a humanoid. Then stepping out behind the big warrior is just as big a croc, not like the shoes the croc, but the other kind of croc, is standing on two legs, but looking really tough. And then also off to the side is something that looks like one of those, like a Ratso Rizzo type humanoid, but a little bit smaller. Okay, Granada and Eleanor, this is your game. Okay, this is Eleanor. Yes, we're looking for that. Hello, we're a party of adventurers. You look like a party of adventurers as well. And the warrior speaks to you and says, yes, party of adventurers. See, I told you we would find something here. We heard you coming, talking about something. You were talking pretty loud. And, yeah, we're adventurers, and we're about to report back to who we're adventuring for. Who are you adventuring for? This is Eleanor. We're just solo adventurers. We're just on an adventure. We saw this place. We're just leaving, actually, but we had our wrench. We were using it to fix something, so we needed it. This wizard took it from us. And, then we were sleeping, came back down to get our wrench, then we're headed off. We're not really looking for we just want our wrench back. So we appreciate it if we could have that wrench. You cannot have the wrench. I can feel magic pulsing through it. And there's only 4 of you, and, there's 4 of us, but, take a look at us. So we'll be keeping this wrench, and we'll be taking everything you have as well. And then we'll be finding out who you really work for, because if you don't work for our boss, we want to know what you know, and we're going to hold you till our boss comes. This is I'm Eleanor, a Florentian nurse. I'm happy to offer our healing services, but we can't, who's your boss? Well, I'm not going to tell you that. As a matter of fact, do you 4 want to submit, or do you just want to wait? Because Crowbreast, get out of here and go tell. Go call in some reinforcements. Well, I want to get a look at these people. Okay, 1 second, Crowbreast. So that's your choice, Eleanor, Florencia. Okay, can you mind if I speak with my companions? Because maybe we could work out something. We'll give you let me see if they're amenable to your plan. It doesn't sound amenable, though. Yeah, so I'm not going to really give you time to talk to your friends. This is Granada of Dormark here, talking, and I'm standing behind Zell, so that hopefully I'm talking low enough, and maybe Wada can hear me and communicate, because we know Wada was communicating by some sort of water and not vocal cords. So I was thinking that... one, they don't know Wada's here, so that gives us one advantage. And 2, I can lasso that crow if the crow tries to fly away to get reinforcements. So should we just get into it? This is Lord Von Chill. I've had enough of this warrior's big mouth, and I'd say yes, we should figure out, why don't I deal with this warrior while the rest of you deal with things as, well, I guess you Granada, that sounds like a plan. You lasso the bird if it takes off by its bird leg. Crowface, get moving. Okay, so this is the DM. So you're going to start a battle. If the crow tries to fly Granada, you're going to try to get its leg. Anything else I need to know as I roll for initiative? Yeah, this is Zell. If Granada gets the crow on the leg, I would go against the crow, because with my new bonuses, with my longbow, it's like a guarantee hit. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so you roll. Everyone rolls for initiative. The initiative is Zell, Granada, the crow, the Rizzo, the Croc, Wada, the veteran, the warrior on the other team is a veteran, Lord Von Chill, and then Eleanor. Okay, so for Zell, I'll just go after the bird right now. Okay, you easily, and now you have two attacks, like since you leveled up. So that's +9. You miss on the first one, but the second one with your bonus, you do 8 on the bird. Granada. Can I also use my sneak on the bird? You can. So you do, well, then you can't use your roping. Can I use my roping in a sneak attack, though? That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, you do. So you rope the bird as it's trying to take off, and you do 10. Then the bird pecks at you, misses you, but hits Wada. And some of Wada's essence, about 7 hit points of essence of Wada, which is like splash out of the water skin. Oh, boy. Then the Rizzo goes after Zell, but misses. The Croc also goes after Zell, and his, oh boy, like, it has a big mouth, and it does 11 on Zell. Wada gets an 8, which doesn't do anything. The vet has 2 attacks on LVC, 4 and a 15. The second one does 7 of damage with like a long sword. LVC, you get a 1 and a 16, so you do 9 back. Eleanor, you get a 2. Okay, this is I think we just keep going with that and run with that idea I had. Okay, Zell, you get a 10 and 18, which puts away on your first one. That's the end of the bird. And then your second one is on the, because you didn't say it, on the rat. So, okay. Granada, you got a 19 on rat. So, okay. Ratso got a 6, nothing happens. Oh boy, the Croc got a 20 on Zell, which is 22 of damage, which puts you pretty low, Zell, down to 4. Okay, well, Zell's got her bow, so Zell, why don't you crawl out of the battle? Okay, I'll do that without pride. Wada does Thunderwave, like some sort of water Thunderwave, which does 8 of damage to everyone, and that puts away Ratso. The vet does 14 and 18, and it does 14 more damage on Lord Von Chill. That brings you down to 11. And Lord Von Chill, you got 20, so that does 8. You do 18 on the vet. Eleanor's, this is Eleanor. I'm going to use the prayer of healing then, and Wada, Zell, and Lord Von Chill. Okay, so that does 12 on each of them, plus, so where are we left? Wada now has 23, Zell has 16, Lord Von Chill has 23, and the vet does not look like the vet and the Croc, they're just kind of laughing at all of you. But the Croc may have, okay, we get it. Let's go another round then. Okay, so, Zell goes first, 15 and 4. So you got an 8, you do 8 on the Croc. Granada 13, you do 6 on the Croc. The Croc then gets 9, but that ends up doing 8 on Granada because Zell had moved. Wada, another Thunderwave, but second level, does 16 on both. 16 on both, and they're still standing. Yeah, they're still standing. The vet does 14 and 8, so only 7 on Lord Von Chill. Lord Von Chill, you get a 9 and 15. You do 9, and you take out the vet and silence him forever. Then Eleanor does. Eleanor, you're gonna? Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. You do 6 on the Croc. So Croc still has some stuff left. Okay, let's go another round. Zell's up. Okay, 5 and 13. So Zell does, okay, more. And Granada, 15. Okay, so Granada, you take out the croc. That was a big battle, by the way. Okay, so, okay, we got to search them. This is Granada. Search them. Let's search everything, see what we find. Let's get that wrench from the veteran. And roll to see what else we find. Okay, so you find the wrench. You don't really find much. Like they were clearly traveling from a base camp. They were like scouts. You're assuming that they saw what happened on the top of the building and they fell off because they were supposed to mention that and they didn't. And you do find a flare gun on the veteran with like 3 flares. Oh, that catches your eye. Oh, yeah, well, we'll take that then. We don't know what we'll need it for, but, well, clearly this is, Eleanor, that's meant to, like, signal, signal to their base to come or something. Okay, well, okay, so they didn't signal. That's good. Okay, we don't find anything else? No, I mean, this is the DM. At this point in your adventure, you really don't want to do anything else. Okay, we got the wrench. I say we don't get distracted and we go back in, try to cover our tracks, cover up things, but I think we keep moving back to deal with the steam giant. Okay, so you cover your tracks the best you can. I understand what you mean. Then you go back in the building. You go back to the aunt and uncle, and the steam giant is still patrolling. Do you have an idea of what you want to do, anybody? Yeah, this is Eleanor. I mean, I have an idea. I don't know. I'm torn because I like the idea, but I don't know if I like the idea of it's just like, I don't know if that your opposites like would interest me. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, what are you talking about, Eleanor? Well, like the 3 Florences say, well, I don't know. I think we should hang out and make cookies. And then if your friend comes over when I'm leaving or something, that's fine, I guess. So I guess, yeah, it's fine. Okay, great. I like that idea. Okay, this is Lord Von Chill. There's like, can we get to so this is Granada, actually, Lord Von Chill. Thank you. Here's what I think, everybody. Zell and Lord Von Chill, you push the aunts and uncles if we can get them moving to distract the steam giants. Now, this is a little bit of an out-of-box idea, Watt. I want to run by you. What if I jump on the steam giants and pour Wada into the steam giant? Because I'm thinking maybe this thing's magical. Could you find anything out by water? Or would we lose your essence, or did that regenerate because it was like your hit points? Because we're going to have to get by this giant, and I don't think we can beat it in battle, is what the DM was kind of laying forth. And meanwhile, while Wada's looking, I'll try to use the wrench to get the headpiece off. Okay, this is Wada. What are you saying I would do in there? Okay, I have one last thing. If we use the aunt and uncles as a distraction, don't tell them. It's pretty clear that this thing has good eyesight. What if someone else is watching through the eyes of the steam giants? Or we just eliminate, like if Wada goes in there, I mean, I could try to do it, but I don't want to mess with magic. Could Wada do that? Is that possible? Yeah, this is what I think it would be possible. I would just need, hopefully, someone to get me off the ground. I wouldn't lose any essence. Yeah, that stuff regenerates my essence, but my actual water, it's complicated. I'm more of like a gel, even though I look like water. I have a different viscosity, and I have magnetism to all my atoms. But yeah, I could flow through it and see while you take the headpiece off and maybe try to, I don't know, see what I could do with, to distract, to undo the eyesight or use some sort of spell. Okay, so can we do that plan? We use a distraction, and then I get on the back of it again, or the head of it, and then we do that. How does that sound, DM? Okay, yeah, I've been rolling for it. Okay. Yeah, so you successfully find a cart that works. You convince the aunts and uncles that they're going to get to ride in the ride. You wait until the thing's back is turned, and then they start pushing it, and they build up enough momentum, and they know enough to dive down as the cart starts to go on its own. The steam giant immediately turns, like as it's building up, as it maybe sees in its peripheral vision, it runs over, destroys the track and the aunts and uncles that were enjoying the ride and saying, we're finally free. And then you manage to get on the back of it, pour water, you open up the hat, you pour water in there, you use the wrench. You do notice some sort of magical bond is dissipated by the wrench. And while you're doing that, Wada goes in, uses a spell to like deactivate the eyes of their light bulbs, but I guess they see stuff. Now, meanwhile, this thing has not stopped patrolling, though. Now it can't, you're assuming it can't see. So you get the headpiece off. Of course, Granada, you would test. So you swing back and forth and you see that the eyes aren't working. And then you have the headpiece. I assume you jump down and scoop Wada up and return to your party. Yes, I do those things. Okay, so you have the headpiece and your party's gathered and it's almost time to stop. But Wada says there's something ominous. Like there was magic watching through the eyes of that. I could sense it. So I don't know who's watching and patrolling this area. Like, are we the third or fourth people to get here? There's too many things at play, but I think we should rest, go back inside, say something for the aunts and uncle animatronics that we sent away, and then continue our adventure. And it sounds like there's going to be other adventures unrelated to this game being undertaken that I'm excited to hear reports back about. So how's that? This is Granada of Darmok. That sounds good. This is Eleanor. I mean, I just think like, sure, like how much of an opposite is this person? Then, okay, let's just talk about it outside the game. Okay, we could talk about it while we're making cookies, and then we'll go from there. It'll just be an overlap. It'll be fine. Okay, I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friend. Yeah. All right, good night, everybody. Good night. All right, I want to thank everybody who became a patron recently. Ophelia, Lori, and Alicia. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Kevin, Tiffany, and Jimmy. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Sydney, Damien, and Alicia. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Cam, Elizabeth, and Elspeth. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Weston, Jan, and Kathy. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Michaela, Amber, and Cristobal. Thanks, and good night. Anne, Ryan, and Ryan. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Devin, Nick, and Tina. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Laura, Mac, and Natalie. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Brittany, Camilla, and Leanna. Thanks, and good night. Andrew, Cheryl, and Roxanne. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Tara, Cheeky, and Samantha. Thank you, thanks, good night. Christine, Bowson, and Laura. Thank you, thanks, good night. Sarah, Courtney, and Keelan. Thanks, good night. And Alex and Jessica. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Sleep With Me exists a free podcast because the people that support the show, support the show directly via Patreon or support our sponsors. So those are two ways to help keep the show free for everybody. And then we grow by people just spreading the word about the podcast or podcasting in general. I'll talk at the end of the show about a referral program. Well, you could spread the words about podcasting. You don't even have to talk about Sleep With Me, and eventually the people that I work for will find their way to the show. Thanks, and good night. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, BetterHelp. If you're having trouble meeting your goals right now, difficulty relationships, trouble sleeping, or if you're feeling stressed or depressed, BetterHelp is available. BetterHelp offers online professional counselors who can listen and help. And I've talked about this a lot on the podcast, is that I've had a lot of struggles throughout my lifetime with mental health and with self-medication and stuff. And working with professional licensed therapists has given me the tools to function and flourish in my life. And that's one of the things I'm so grateful for is the relationship I have with my therapist, someone I can talk to who can listen and help me. And with BetterHelp, you simply fill out a questionnaire to assess your needs, and BetterHelp will match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. And this isn't self-help or a crisis line. This is secure online professional counseling. BetterHelp counselors have a broad range of expertise which may not be available in your area. Their service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send unlimited messages to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, and everything you share is confidential. You don't have to worry about going to the office or sitting in a waiting room. And BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so it's easy and free to change counselors if needed, so you can find someone you're comfortable talking to and working with. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. And this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Sleep With Me listeners can get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/sleepwithme. So visit BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/sleepwithme, and you can join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced BetterHelp professional. Thanks, everybody.